Good evening, Real Sports Fan Podcast, back for another episode. It is Monday, September the 14th, 7:06 p.m., and we are back, season 3. Still got some few more episodes to go, episode 30, and got a very special guest with me tonight, someone I've known for, we probably known each other about 25, going on 25 years, man. Been a long time, bro. Long time, man. All the way from the North Bay side to the South Bay side. My man, y'all might know him as Bubby Brown. I know him by his government, Greg Bubby Brown, as we call it. I got my man Bubby Brown, man, Wild High legend, with me tonight, man. Bub, what's going on, bro?
How you doing today, Lance?
Good, man. Good. How's everything?
Everything's well, man. Everything's well.
Good. As you can see, the man is still multitasking. He always doing stuff for the kids and always putting the kids first. And you know, he could have canceled or say he had something to do, man, but he still, you know, found time to chop it up with me, man. So, you know, I definitely appreciate it, bro. You know, for sure, man. And you know, we're gonna try to get right into it. Like I said, I know you got a lot going on and whatnot, but
I'm not in no
man,
rush.
it's okay, cool. So, man, first and foremost, man, with you know everything going on with the the coronavirus and everything going on in the world with all the racial stuff going on. How are you and the family and everyone close to you?
Man, I've been well, man. We survived in COVID so far, so I gotta be blessed on that part, man. Just got my mask out here. I ain't close to nobody right now.
Yeah.
And all that, so
6 feet apart.
Yeah. So, but yeah, just staying prayed up, man. I'm just staying prayed up.
Man, that's it, bro. That's good, man. That's definitely good to hear, man. Like you said, definitely good to chop it up with you. So before before I even get into some NBA first, one of the reasons I started doing this was, really to give people their flowers while they can still smell them. You one of the living legends. You one of the guys that, when I see the Facebook debates and talking about the all-time greats and from the South to the North, for me, you don't gotta say it, but for me, your name isn't brought up enough as it should be, so this, what we're doing tonight is really to highlight all the accomplishments that you have, all the things that you've done in your high school career, whether it was playing and now coaching and everything you do for the kids, man. So I just want to say, if I forget, man, I appreciate you, and we just gonna chop it up and go down memory lane a little bit.
I appreciate that, man. That means a lot, man. I mean, like I said, me since back in the boys' club days in Dale.
Long time, bro. Long time, for sure, man. So first, man, before we even get into everything with you, man, I gotta talk some NBA with you real quick. As you know, we got the Heat and the Celtics tomorrow, Eastern Conference Finals, and then Game 7, Denver and the Clippers, and the Lakers are waiting on the winner of that. What you think about the rest of the playoffs? Who you got in the East and who you got in the West? And then give me a champion and why.
I'm gonna make a bold prediction first, right? I'm gonna say the winner of the NBA Finals is gonna come out the East. That's my bold prediction. I don't know who it's gonna be.
That's bold. You heard it here first.
We're gonna go there first.
Yeah. Okay.
They're coming out the East.
Wow.
And the rest, man, like it's so with the like people with the bubble and how it's set up this year, man. It's so like them every other night games, man. Like playing every other night, man. That's
yeah.
I mean, even though it's no travel, that's
yeah.
hard on the.
It's hard.
On the players, so it's hard to really say. Like I mean, the Lakers, they take off game ones, but they so good defensively. The Clippers, they just. Not even in the bubble, in the playoff part of the bubble is the first time their whole team start playing together, and it shows they haven't really, they still don't know each other.
Exactly.
Boston's talented, very talented, but Gordon Hayward's coming back, so we don't know what they, with him coming back, will that mess up the chemistry? It's gonna take away minutes, and the minutes probably might go away from Marcus Smart, somebody like that.
True. And he's a defender. You need him out there.
Right. With the Heat, I don't even think the Heat have played their best offensively yet, so we don't even know the true Heat. They're great defensively.
Tell them again.
I just don't think they're great defensively. Their weak spot is probably the Celtics' strong spot guarding point guards.
Yep.
But
Yep.
other than that, though, like with the starting five, and then they bench play with Iggy coming off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
People be forgetting about Jay Crowder. He's been he's playing
Man,
very well
he's
for
been
him, and
big in the
Harold.
trade. Yep.
Right, so that he was forgotten in the trade, but he's playing big for him.
Mm-hmm.
So with the Heat, you just never know. I don't think they put it all together offensively yet, so we'll see. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to say the champ in the finals is going to come out the East, and that's just my
That's
bold
definitely
prediction.
bold, man. Yeah, I
My
like
bold
that.
prediction.
That's definitely bold. Hey, as a Heat fan, I hope so. Just to give you a little tidbit real quick. Even though I'm a Heat fan, I picked us to get to this spot, but I did pick Boston to beat us.
Right.
This is before the playoffs in 7. And like you said, we do have a problem guarding the point guard, and obviously Kemba's looking real healthy right now. With the rest and stuff with his knee. So Dragic and none gonna have issues with that. And then also we're a great 3-point shooting team, but they defended three real good. So yeah. So it's gonna be it's really gonna come down also, I think, the coaching. You got Spo, 2-time champ. He's starting to get more credit now. Obviously Brad Stevens, X and O's guy, but it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a dog fight. I will say this, and you made a good point about the back-to-backs, or excuse me, the every other nights. And one thing I had to even remind myself, even when I picked Boston, something Spo said is that when we lost to Boston in the regular season, those 2 games, they were on a back-to-back. We were on a back-to-back. So, going in a back-to-back and a team waiting for you, it can be tough too. So you really, like you said, didn't get to see both teams, full strength, yet. But like you said, he didn't play the best game yet. But you saying it coming out the East, that's bold. That's bold. So that's bold. That's bold. I like it. Hey, I like it. And I also, I know I can tell I'm talking to a coach. Because one thing you said, and I've been trying to tell people this, and they think I'm crazy, is the one thing with the Clippers, as talented as they are, chemistry means a lot. I mean, you played on championship team. No matter how much talent you got, chemistry means a lot. So that's why Lakers are my pick. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Cool. And another thing too, I'm glad you also said, because obviously being an athlete, I think sometimes either people forget or maybe they think just because these guys are professionals. But every other night, even though they're not traveling, by the time you get in the cold tub and you get your workout, you get your massage, you eat, it's a lot that goes into that, so it's really not even a day off. You know what I mean? So,
where's it down?
Yeah, it does, man. It does, man. So that's good, man. Good. So I appreciate that. That's real good. So, man, let's go ahead and get into everything with you, man. And like I said, definitely appreciate you. First and foremost, man, it's kind of a two-part question. When you were younger, who first put the ball in your hand? And the second part of that is, who did you look up to when you started playing ball?
This is how I first started playing cricket sports. So I was in my neighborhood. I was probably about 6 years old, 7 years old. I was in Salisbury. I stayed in the neighborhood. I was 7 years old, around on the south side where the original Pepsi plant is.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my homeboy would just walk around the neighborhood. We happened to come across the Salvation Army. White guy, legend Mr. Benny Riddick, was standing outside the Salvation Army at the time, smoking a cigarette. So at the time, we just out there walking around. He spoke to us. We spoke back. He was like, "Y'all want to play football?" That's how I started. He said, "Y'all want to play football?" I was like, "Sure, I'll play football." He said, "Well, if you just go around the building, pick up all the trash, you can play." Went around the building, pick up all the trash. I came home that day with some football equipment. That's how I got introduced to Salvation Army in sports. I had never played basketball, and it's crazy because my family in Berlin was all in sports, and they played basketball. My uncle was real good, graduated 81 from Stephen Decatur. But that's how I got introduced. Playing football first, then I stepped into basketball from there, and that's how it was. Probably the first guard I ever looked up to was a dude named Tony Shaw. He went to Bennett. I don't know if he played in high school. He was real tough. He's real tough. And then from there it was Doug King. And then from there it was Doug King. Me and the boys play watching games. Doug King and a dude named Alex Duffy.
Okay, I heard them. Yeah, definitely heard of Doug for sure. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, I always wondered that, as far as I always ask everybody that, like, when, who got them involved in the game, and you segue right to where I want to go, because I kid you not, my next question was I want to talk about the Salvation Army. Even though I'm from Easton, man, the Salvation Army meant a lot to me. And I wasn't even from Salisbury. When we started playing, actually, quick story real quick. I don't even know if you remember the first time me and you played. And actually, I think it was the first time. You guys actually came to Easton to the Y. It was my first time playing travel ball. I never forget. I don't know why this sticks out because it's one of the things that I like to forget about. But I never forget that. I never forget the coach got on and said, "Man, they blowing y'all out. Y'all need to do this, that, and the third." And like I said, we ain't play, organized ball like that. We just starting off. So I think I'm in probably 6th grade at the time. I guess you was in 7th. I never forget I grabbed the rebound. And when I grabbed the rebound, I grabbed it, because I was mad, put the ball right back up. The problem was I put it in the wrong basket. And the first person to say something to me was you. You said, "Oh, thanks, man." I don't know you probably don't even remember that, but yeah. I never forget
I remember that. I remember that tournament, man, because I know when we was younger, me and my close friend, rest in peace to him, Vincent Parker. That was my backcourt meeting when we was young, and at the time in Easton, it was always Cabby, and I can't think of the other little guard name. And we used to always battle when we played. So I remember coming out there playing.
Yeah.
I forgot the other guard that always played with him. I can't think of his name.
Was it Donnie at that time? Because it was Dale Green. It might have been Donnie.
It could have been Don. I think
Donnie,
that might be his name.
Yeah, it probably was Donnie. Yeah, it probably was Donnie. Yeah, he was tough then. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he was a tough guard. Yeah, he was a tough guard. And just going back to the Salvation Army, I wanted to ask you, you kind of already started, maybe you can finish, is what does the Salvation Army mean to you then and still now? Because I know for me, man, and people that don't know, when you go into the Salvation Army when we were kids, and I got to go in there last year for helping for my job for something, it just sparked back so many memories, man. But just going in there, hearing the ball bouncing, you had the 2 gyms on each side, you could walk through, between games, get yourself something to eat. Everybody was pleasant, everybody nice. So that's how we all connected, and got to know each other. I mean, between games we would talk, we would on the court we would go at it, So just tell me about, what the Salvation Army, meant to you as a kid and even what it means to you still now.
Like I said, when I got introduced to Salvation Army probably was my home. And that probably was my first home. My home was probably my second home. I was at the Salvation Army summertime. I was probably there from 8 in the morning, probably till about 7, 8 at night. So school, as soon as school was over, I used to walk to the Salvation Army every day. So like Salvation Army was my home. I mean, we used to have video games in there, play basketball all the time. Mr. Benny, like he was like another father to me, you know what I'm saying? There was a captain there at the time, Captain Vandenberg. He was real cool. So like, there was times like when we had like tornado warnings, hurricane watch, I would be at the Salvation Army instead of being home because they had a shelter there. And like just me, because I was like so close to all the people that was at the Salvation Army. So like Salvation Army for me was like everything. I mean, like growing up, like just anything you want to do, sports, all the other programs they had to do. I probably knew all the seniors that was there from the senior program. Like just meeting people, connected with the church. I probably never really. I don't think I probably attended one church service. I never really went to the church. So I was in the building. I did the Camp Tomahawk. I did the when they used to have the vacation Bible school. I would do that with the church at the Salvation Army and stuff like that. But other than that, man, Salvation Army, it really helped me become the person that I am. I mean, people there mentoring me helping kids now myself. And things like that, it molded me a lot. Miss Madeline was like a mother to me. Miss Madeline probably everybody said she was mean, but I used to work for. I worked at Salvation Army. Actually gave my first job too. I used to work for the Salvation Army.
Okay.
I've been a commissioner there, so like Miss Madeline was like a mother to me at that too. So, that first I played sports first there. Gave my first job. And all that. It was like I said. That was my first home. Going home was my second home. Being in Salvation Army was my first home. Because I spent more time there than I spent anywhere else. It actually just raised me.
Yeah. And I'm sure, especially growing up in Salisbury and stuff like that, also kept you out of trouble, kept you, something to do, kept you active and things like that too.
It was definitely a safe haven, man. It was definitely a safe haven. It kept us, anything you wanted to do, you could do. It was just a safe haven. Nice place to hang out, all that.
That's what's up. And also the Salvation Army, I was telling, I don't know if you got to see when Craig came on the show last October, but I was telling him that I read about the way you guys met was at the Salvation Army, and it was a story about how, you picked him up on your team, you thought he could play, so you said, "Come on, run with me," and then it went from there, man. Talk about that relationship a little bit.
All right.
As far as how y'all met and stuff like that.
I didn't really have it. Like I said, I lived at the Salvation Army. So it was draft night cadet league. I was on cadet league. I was 9 years old, so then my last year cadet. And I lived there, so I was in there shooting around. I knew the draft was about to happen. So all the kids started coming in, shooting around. Craig just happened to come on the court with me. He was shooting around. He was hitting shots, little bow-legged, little thing, kind of long. He hitting shots. The year before at the Savage Norman, my team was a brand new team, so we really wasn't that good.
Oh, okay.
That was actually my first year playing basketball the year before. By accident, I ain't never touched a basketball before that, and I made All-Star. But we had the very first pick in the draft because we was the worst team the year before. So we shoot around. I was like, shoot. I said, you want to play on my team? He was like, sure. I said, shoot, I'm going to tell my coach to pick you. And then that's how we became friends from that day forward. And the rest is history.
Wow. I can say the rest is history. The rest is history, man. We'll get into a little bit more of that, too.
We actually were undefeated that year.
Okay.
Undefeated that year. Won a championship. And the crazy part, our whole starting five, me, Craig, Kyle Harmon, who coaches now, a boy named Mark Smiley, and a boy named Nick Circus went to Parks. Our dad was our coach. Our whole starting five was All-Stars, when everybody played, like y'all would come down and all that, Eastern and Cambridge and all that would play. Our whole starting five was our All-Star starting five. We actually won that tournament too.
Wow, that's crazy. And that's crazy too, because like you said, told me something new. The first year you and Craig play together, you're undefeated, won the championship.
Right.
The last year we're gonna get y'all play together, you win the championship. So we'll get. Well, that's a good segue. We'll get to that, but that's dope. That's dope. So let's jump. Actually, I want to talk about AU a little bit real quick, because I ain't even gonna talk about how y'all spanked this at the Salvation Army. I mean, we we tried to compete. It was a couple of games. We competed for a while, man, but it was tough, man. And between those teams that y'all played there and even AAU, seeing y'all AAU program and stuff like that. One thing I noticed about y'all early was y'all was aggressive. Y'all pressed. Y'all went and got it. Y'all went after. Us, coming up, we were a little timid. We were, and then, some of us was, and then we realized, like, we got to go get it. These guys won it. So just talk a little bit about, even AAU. I remember seeing y'all at tournaments, and I remember, I don't know if you played with B.A. Walker. I remember B.A. Walker and you and Kyle and Craig, and all that. So, just talk a little bit even about either one of those AAU teams or maybe the best AAU team you think you played on.
I'm gonna tell you, my first year playing AAU was 13 under. That's when we first started AAU in Saltville. We was on the Tri-County All-Stars. And we didn't really have a lot of. We had a lot of age groups. We had like 17 kids for real. You pick 15 in states and nationals. But we had like some people that was 10. We had some that was like 10 years old, some that was like 11, because you still trying to figure it out. We only had one team. We won the states. And at the time, like you said, we were just aggressive. We played. We didn't know nobody. Up there. So, stakes back then, it was just one. There wasn't no Division I, Division II, nothing like that. One, everybody played. So our first game, we played the Frederick Net Masters. We punished them. Our second game, we had to play Baltimore's Finest, who at the time was like between them and Mount Royal, with the two top teams in that.
Oh man, you told me back. You told me back with that.
We ended up beating Baltimore's Finest on the last second shot. Overtime, we beat them. So we was at the championship bracket. It was double elimination back then.
Yeah,
it was double elimination. So we played Mount Royal, which was Carmelo and them. The first time we ever played them, the very first time we played them, we beat them.
That's crazy.
So we was in the winner. The very first time we ever played them, we beat them. And they came back, and then they beat us another time, and then we had to come back up there, and we were shorthanded, and they beat us again. They beat us twice. So our first year playing, we finished second at Kyle, Craig, Corman, Ty Northam, Mark Dennis.
Yep.
Yeah, we was
loaded that year.
Yeah.
Had the Harmon boys too.
They didn't come till the second year. So this was the second year. We split teams. Now we had the 14 under, and they was 13 under. And then their team was real good though. Like Tony Harmon, that's when BA and them came. Kyle, Danny started coaching them. They was real good. We was solid, but like they were so versatile. Like they were so good.
They was versatile. That's who I was playing against. Yeah.
Right. By the time they figured it out, like I said, 2 years later, I think they took over like the state tournament. They were just so everybody could play every position. We still always competed, but losing like some of them from younger when they was playing with us kind of hurt us because it hurt our bench depth. kind
Yeah.
of hurt our bench depth. So we always still competed. Like we always be like top 3 in state. But we that first year, though, I'm telling you, when we first our first year probably was the best year
Yeah.
because we didn't know none of them kids up there. We just was going out there playing. You know, we thought we
Just
could beat
playing.
anybody. This is how we was. We thought we could beat anybody. Like we just thought we could beat anybody.
Mhm.
And then like we kind
Mhm.
of made a name for stuff like that.
Yeah, you did, man. That's real. That's real. And I remember those Mount Royal teams. I always tell people, like, I remember the team names, like you're talking about, you know, Baltimore Select, and Mount Royal, and all these different teams. I can't always remember all the players, but like you said, I know we played against pros because, I mean, if you look in the league, you know, the last few years, that's always been out of the area. You know what I'm saying? As far as right across the Bay Bridge and stuff like that. Do you remember who else was on that team with Carmelo? Did he have anybody else on that team that we would know, or was it really just him and obviously some other cats that we didn't really hear of?
Carmelo was like small. Then their best player at the time was a dude named Darnell Hopkins.
Okay.
Went to Towson Catholic, ended up going to Charlotte.
Oh,
as they got
okay.
older, Kenny Minor went to Dunbar, graduated from Manhattan. They actually his senior year in college, I want to say it was a senior in college. They upset Maryland in the NCAA tournament.
Okay.
Kenny Minor, that's probably the main ones though from our age group, from y'all age group though. Some of them trying to think like it was Tyler Smith, Gerald Brown, rest in peace.
Oh yeah, Tyler Smith, yeah.
Yeah, just Gerald Brown, rest in peace to him. I'm trying to think of anybody in the league. A lot of them kids, like got called up. So
yeah.
Can't think too many that's in the league from out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good though. I was you answered that though, because I was wondering about some of those cats and those games and stuff like that. Cool. So let's jump to we're gonna go ahead and jump right to high school and jump right to your sophomore year. So you go into your sophomore year, the year before those guys had lost at Dunbar 77-71. And y'all come back with a young team. They had lost what was Curtis McNeil, Jamal King, a lot of cats they lost, and you come in with Darnell, Camper, Jermichael. I always ask people, because I obviously remember watching y'all, but I'm always interested in your mindset. I'm always interested when you go into games or when you go into a season. What mind frame did you have coming into your sophomore year, being that y'all was a young team? What did you expect from y'all at that time?
Well,
you was playing small forward. I remember.
Yeah, I played the 3.
Yeah,
I played the 3.
Yeah.
I expect. I just always thought like we could win. Like I never. That was me, Darnell, and Jermichael always played together growing up. So like, and I would go to war with them two anytime. Like, cause I knew they had my back. I had their back. So Blair Mills was a great leader on that team. Like, he did so much for us, man. Like, I mean, all the little things, just advising us. He was so much of a leader. And then we had Foreman. Like, James Foreman was special.
Yeah,
like,
Foreman was, he was.
And when we talk about, like, AAU, like, people don't know. James Foreman played with Mount Roy. He went to nationals with them. Like, with Carmelo and them, he was on the team that went to nationals. Yeah, he was on the team that went to the nationals. Like, he was that good. Like, he was that good. But we listen to the wall all the time in practice, telling us that we weren't going to go 500 and stuff like this. We just always was out to prove everybody wrong. And, AAU prepared us, playing the boys for playing them all-star tournaments. They prepared us for even scrimmaging our varsity year before a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because that year before JV, we lost 2 games. Down Pocomoke, and we lost down Kent Island. People don't know my JV year. We lost to Kent Island. But
lost to Kent Island.
School.
Yeah.
We lost to Kent Island. It was a new school. They didn't have a varsity team. So what happened was their older kids, the 11 and 12 graders would play, but they only played like the second and fourth quarter. Eastern native, Poppy, and his name Poppy was at Kent Island that year.
Yep.
So he played second and fourth, and we didn't have an answer for him.
Nah, he was.
We played them twice that year. We played them twice. The first time we played, we went down Kent Island. They beat us. They came to Y High. We punished them. Like, we was like really like, and it didn't want no varsity games, so it was just JV games. So we like the gym was packed. That was like our first packed game. So we about to lose them.
Yeah, I know you would.
So we just wanted, and then like that year, like we went to the regional finals that year. We lost in the regional championship to
Yeah.
Aberdeen undefeated. But it was kind of like we had some luck on our side that year too. You know what I mean? Some lucky. You know what I mean? We finished second in the Bayside South. We split with Andre Collins. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Which was tough. We beat them at Wahai. They beat us down Chrisfield. We went down Pocomoke that year, won by 30. We went down. They beat us. That was our first loss that year. They beat us. Michael hit a shot at the buzzer to put us up one, and they called travel.
They called it off.
So
called travel. Y'all called it off.
We went down there. We went down there, beat them 74-47. We beat Snow Hill. Snow Hill was undefeated earlier. It was the last undefeated team. We beat them at Wahai.
Y'all
we went down Snow Hill. We went down Snow Hill that year, and they demolished us. Like we get down there, they had like crazy dress night. They had Waller posters hanging up on the wall. They was handing out Waller like fat heads in the crowd and stuff. They demolished. Like,
that's crazy.
Down there was so surreal. Like for us,
crazy,
for us
man.
They beat us by like 25-30 down there. But and then in the playoffs, we went down Joppatown first, beat them, and that was But we ended up playing Easton at Cambridge. We ended up playing Easton at Cambridge.
I was at that game, and you killed that game. Would you have 7 threes?
I had 7 threes when I first broke the record. That was when I first broke the record. Yeah, I had 7 in a game. I had 7.
That was a good game.
Was that's Andre Collins, man. I got shot Andre out. He's the man. But yeah,
for sure. Shout out Andre.
But I knew Darrell growing. You know what I mean? But he didn't play, so that I was kind of
he didn't play.
We lucked at Darrell and a couple others.
Darrell Roundy
and all them, they got some trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Roundy got some trouble. But I was, I just wanted to go out in that game. I wanted to outplay Bunky. I knew about Bunky. I just wanted to outplay Bunky for real though. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we ended up. I thought the game would have been closer. They couldn't hit down that game. I think we played a 1-3-1. We took them out the element.
Yeah.
We played the zone. They probably expected to split man, and we took them out the element. We just got hot in that gym, man. The rest was history. We had Aberdeen.
It was tough. What did y'all lose Aberdeen by that year?
I want to say we lost 48-41. 48-41. So it was like a low scoring game. I think they beat us by 7, but we had a chance to take the lead. We was down 1 at one point in time. I remember I flopped one time because they was taking the ball out. You know, we trying to foul. We had made a run, and when they was taking the ball, I just acted like the dude pushed me. The ref called a foul, so we ended up getting the ball back. So we had a chance to take the lead. I think we turned it over, and they were just so athletic and explosive, though. They was so. Gary Neal was on that team, played for the Spurs.
Oh, Gary Neal, yeah.
Jai Lewis, who played for George Mason the year they made that Final Four run.
Oh yeah. I remember him.
They had a lot of talent. Their best player was a dude last name Gatlin, and they had a real tough point guard named Keon Edwards.
Okay.
Yeah, Gary Neal. So that was my sophomore year though. My junior year.
Was there one game that stuck out to you sophomore year where you felt like, I mean, I always know one thing about you is you always were confident, you know what I mean? But was there one game that you felt like, okay, you know, I can do this, and not that you didn't think you could, but was there one game that stuck out to you where, you know, you felt like, you know what I'm saying, you just really was in your bag and you know, going forward, you know, you're going to be something to reckon with?
It was a Snow Hill game. When they was 3-2, we had lost to Pocomoke, and we had lost to, I want to say we had already lost to Chrisfield, and we was 3-2. We know we lost another game, would have been out the race. Snow Hill came in undefeated right after Christmas break, and then I had like 28 that game, and that's when I knew like they was throwing every defender, and they had about 10 defenders back in the day. They had like Jesse Bratt, Myron Waters, Darrell Harmon. I'm talking about Kim Norman. They had Casper. They had about 10 to 10. They had everybody on their team could defend. Tyrell Harrell, like all of them could defend. You know what I'm saying? And then like that was a game like it really took off my sophomore year, and then like elevated me. Like, yeah, this is it.
I was wondering if you was gonna say Snow Hill, because that's what I was gonna say. Because you had 4 of y'all 10 threes you hit that game, And I think Jermichael had a big. I think he had 10 in the second half. He had a big second half, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Carl had a real good game. Carl had a real good game that time too.
Carl Miles did.
Yep. So that was it right there. And the thing about anytime I played Snow Hill and Stephen Decatur, it was personal because my dad's from Snow Hill, my mom's from Berlin. So when I played them two schools, it was it was like personal.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know that. Okay, so that's my mom Berlin. Okay. And that's funny you asked because I got to ask you something about the Decatur as well because you had a milestone when you played Decatur that we're gonna get to also. Right, so I wanted So I wanted to ask about that. So cool. So sophomore year.
That's all I was playing.
Exactly. I know. I was wondering. It makes sense now. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So that happens your sophomore year. You going into your junior year. I mean, obviously with that, with that experience you got from your sophomore year, y'all were already good. 21-4 was y'all record that year. Your junior year, I mean, I'm sure was let's try to win it all for Butch, for Coach. So what was that mindset going into that year? More experience. You still got Poorman, still got you and Jermichael and Darnell another year under wraps. Now you got other guys, Kyle coming. So just talk a little bit about your junior year and everything happening.
Yeah, our main goal really was to get 2 states because I hadn't been there since like 83. I want to say 83.
Yeah, it was like 83.
Yeah. I think they lost 94 or 93. Big Jackson they lost in the regional championship. And then we lost the regional championship. We just lost the regional championship. And then the Dunbar loss I was part of 97 team, which should have won state championship. That team was special. And they lost.
That was the team with Damien. Damien was on that team, right?
Oh man, yes, sir. Mm. So we were just really trying to get 2 states that year, and then right before the season started, we lost Carl Miles. Right before the season started, he got in some trouble. He was ineligible. That hurt us. You know what I'm saying? Wolf ended up stepping up big for us. We had Poorman. Our bench play, bringing Kyle Camper, and we had Adrian Brody. They was big. People don't know Adrian was big off the bench. Him and Kyle both.
Yeah, Adrian.
Well, Kyle is different. Kyle can play every position 1 through 5 in the base side.
He 1 through 5. Yeah, he 1 through 5. Mm-hmm.
Adrian could play every position but the one. But he was just a dog. Played so hard, smart. You know what I'm saying? And our bench played really that year, so it helped us a lot get through games. We lost. We slipped up. We lost to Pocomo at Pocomo that year, and that could have cost a lot. We was up 20 at the half. We was up 20 at the half.
Talk about that because I wanted to talk about that because y'all blew that lead. I was reading about that, about y'all being up and blue. What happened was it? Yeah, what happened with that?
We got up early. They already was missing Terrence. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have Terrence, and there was another player that was missing. It was 2 players it was a key bench player, and it was Terrence they was missing. We got up early, and we got in cruise control. You know what I'm saying? And we was down Pocomo, and you cannot do that down Pocomo. Next thing you know,
I played down there. Yeah.
Next thing you know, they get on the run. You start hearing that
start hitting threes.
And we got rattled. We just got rattled, man, and we got what asked for us. And they had a Canadian exchange student, Alex, and then the rest of them boys. Yeah, Brooks, Ty. Tony, they just play so hard, man.
Tony, Gary Laws.
So I don't think Gary was on that team.
Gary wasn't on that one. He was on the next year.
Yeah, but Gary was a dog, though.
Yeah, he was dog too. Javon Schofield.
They just play so hard, man. They just play so hard. So they never, and them boys, they never will quit anyway. So you had to play you had to play 32
the whole game,
and we played 6. We played 16. I'm gonna say 20 though. We tried to bounce back in the 4th quarter, but they just once they went on that run, there was nothing we could do. It just changed everything. So,
yeah.
And then the rest of the way, we went through the rest of the season. Once again, Aberdeen. Regional championship. We had to play Aberdeen again. Aberdeen brought back 4 starters from the team that won states. They were just missing 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that game. Gary Neal and Kyle got in foul trouble early in the game. They
Yeah.
both had like 3 fouls in the first. And that kind of leaned to our favor, you know what I mean? Because, even though Kyle was so beneficial to us, Gary, man, he wanted to do. And, we just got up early, and then, like, we just stuck that game out, man. That was like a surreal feeling, man, to cut down them nets at Chesapeake, man. Like to do it, like, you dream of it, you think you're going to do it, but then once you do it, like,
it's
different.
special.
Then we get 2 states, man, running to Fort Hill, man. They got up another game. We got up early, was up 20.5, and they came back, went double overtime with them, and ended up pulling that out. And Dunbar was last. Dunbar was good, but they best we had, their best player got hurt the night before. Kenny Minor got hurt, so kind of gave us the chance. But they just were so smart. And then when they got the lead in the third quarter, they started running the ball.
Can I ask you? I don't want to interrupt you. I was gonna say, can I ask you something about that Dunbar game real quick, because you just said it. They started holding. They basically wanted y'all to come out of the zone and go man to man and speed. They wanted to speed the tempo up, but Butch sat back in the zone, which was smart. You know what I mean? Because it was y'all. So just talk to me a little bit about that.
It was. See, this thing. One thing about Waller, right? When we do go across the bridge, we play man to man all year, every year. We play man full court man all year.
I know. That's all right.
Anytime we went across the bridge, I was thinking we would go zone, but we really didn't know how to play zone sometimes. All we knew was man. So it was kind of like it kept the game close enough, but then he was just going to keep he was going to keep us in it just a little bit too long. We really wasn't a bad man team. We kind of matched up. We kind of matched up well. We kind of matched up well with Dunbar, especially with Minor being hurt. So when they held the ball, we was down 8.
They wanted y'all to go man,
We went man, but the thing about us going man, if we forced them into some bad shots, we cut the lead down to 2. So Michael took a charge. We had a chance to tie the game up. We missed a shot. You know what I'm saying? I think I was averaging 18 points a game that year, I want to say. And me and Portman around
player of the year.
Me and Portman was around the same average. I think I had 10 that game. Portman might have had 14. If we score a little bit more,
I see what you're saying.
And I think Darnell and Jermichael didn't score at all that game. And that kind of hurt us too. I don't think neither one of them scored. I remember Waller talking to them about that the whole offseason, messing with them about not scoring. So we just didn't score. Dunbar was a good defensive team though. And
they were.
Also being that we went in double overtime the night before, and we had a 9 o'clock game. It ain't like we went in double overtime with the 7 o'clock game. We had the 9 o'clock game. So by the time we was finished, we went to sleep.
And you had 25 in that double overtime too. I'm gonna shout you out for that. You had 25 big ones.
Right.
25 big ones.
Like we went double overtime, and a lot of them, I didn't go back. I say it, we would go back. Every time we went to States from my high, we would go back. So 9 o'clock game, double overtime. You figure a lot of people didn't get back home until about 2 or 3 in the morning. We go, and then they got to come back, and we got to play at 5. So Wolf was having back problems.
Yeah.
And the trainer forgot the stem kit. So Wolf back was really done. He couldn't give us nothing at States. And he just was a good interior defender for us. He couldn't give us nothing.
Wolf
he couldn't even
tough,
move.
Man.
Yeah, he couldn't even move.
Yeah, Wolf is tough. It's crazy though, because first of all, I want to say you making my job so much easier, because the stuff I had in my head to ask you got it. So I'm glad. I like the flow. So thank you. I thought my memory was great. I think you might got me. So I appreciate you, because you're going right where I want to go. So like you said, y'all ended up losing to Dunbar that year. Was it about 3 or 5? Because I think it was 40. I think I was in the 40s too, if I'm not mistaken.
I want to say
48, 45. Yeah, 45, 41.
Like
Yeah. So, but I see what you're saying. Now that you're saying that, I can see how, okay, play the zone, keep it close, but at the same time, like you said, y'all always, like I said in the beginning, y'all always was a man-to-man press team. Y'all played fast. Y'all played aggressive. So, I see what you're saying too, as far as how I could kind of work both sides of it.
Right.
And you got the player of the year that year, beating out your teammate Portman by I think it was one vote, 1 point.
1 point, yeah, like 1 vote.
Man. Yeah, 18. So that's awesome. That's awesome as far as getting player of the year. And basically, like I said, you come up short, but it still is going to take us now to the following year into the senior year. That's a couple things I want to ask about this year. Obviously, you guys accomplished a lot. I mean, undefeated season, state champs. But even before we get to that, one of the articles I was reading was talking about how you had the weight on your shoulders of the championship. Did you feel that weight? I mean, you know, obviously it's you know, hindsight is, you know, you can go back now, but did you feel that weight when you were younger about needing that championship, or were you just going about your business, you know, as Bub did?
You know, I was just so confident. So like, I never really, as you get older, I never really realized. You know, my senior year I switched positions. I went to the point guard. My senior year I went to point guard, and then it was like different because then I had Darnell on Michael on the court starting the game with me. They was there with me, but I didn't have them starting the games with me. So
like, have start.
We brought in Craig. People don't know Carl coming back helped a lot too. You know what I'm saying?
Helped a lot.
He was got us up together. Yeah, he was eligible. But you know, it's just like that's just part of being a leader, though. Like, it's like more part of being a leader is when people don't know the stuff I did off the court, like helping Carl get eligible. You know what I'm saying? Like I was at college, I would literally walk Carl to his teachers, ask him like what makeup work we could do or stuff like that, so he could be eligible. Like Carl, one of my best friends. You know what I'm saying? Get Moran eligible because Moran hadn't played yet. Get Moran eligible was another one. Yeah, good. Getting Moran eligible was another one. Like helping him get eligible, like that was big too. So like you always know you can't do it by yourself. I think a lot of young guys now, they be in competition. You know, they be in competition with the people on their team. And, they forget that you can't do it by yourself. They forget you can't do it by yourself. Like you gotta have players around you. I mean, even if it's gonna take away from you.
But that's what I respect. That's what I respect so much about y'all. Not to cut y'all, but that's what I respect so much about all y'all that year. Because just like you said, I hope everybody's listening. Again, Real Sports Fan Podcast. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Share this. Be on YouTube. I know some of y'all trying to watch football. Save it for later. All that good stuff. But all y'all made a sacrifice that year. Because just think about what you said. You were the player of the year your junior year, playing small forward. Now your senior year, you switch to the point. Darnell and Jermichael, they start coming off the bench. Craig comes, so that's because even him as the scorer he was, he had the Waha record or Wacomical record for a long time, right? Who just recently broke that? He was telling me. Who was it?
It's been broke twice. I want to say it's Cody Jacoby now, but my brother had broke it in 2007.
Yeah, your brother broke us up. Right.
I think Cody Jacoby now holds the record now.
Yeah. So even him coming, you know, everybody had to sacrifice. Like you said, Carl comes, Vic, you know, so that's what I respect so much about y'all is because obviously all y'all scoring went down that year. I think you dropped from 18 to 13, but that's because you was running the point now. You know, but when it was time to score and it was time to go, you know, you knew how to go. I remember, and again, you probably don't remember this, but we played y'all in Easton for a scrimmage. We played y'all. I don't know if you remember.
It was us, y'all, in Aberdeen. We played Aberdeen on the Aberdeen.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So we played y'all. And I ain't gonna lie, you know, we looked pretty good against y'all again, but it was a scrimmage. So then I remember we had to go to Waha.
Yeah, come to Waha. Yep.
I never forget. It was a Thursday because I never forget we had it was snow, so we had, you know how the makeups and stuff all that was. So that Wednesday we played Colonel, that Thursday we had to play y'all, and that Friday we had to come back home and play Kent.
Yeah, we had like 4 games that week. We had to go North Door.
Yeah.
We had to play y'all. Yep.
Yeah. So I remember, you know, we coming off winning 4 of our last 5. I got a 23-point streak going the last 3 games. You know, we come in there, and I tell you what, we came in there. I led us in scoring, and I only had 12 points. And I swear it was the toughest 12 points I ever had to score in my life. So I just said that to say y'all were so deep, man. Y'all were but y'all were unselfish. I've never seen anyone bickering or anyone like, come on, man, let me get my shot. So let me get where did that unselfishness come from? Did it come really from y'all being friends off the floor?
It was more, yeah. We was all close off the court, and we could all hold each other accountable. Like I'm gonna tell you something about our senior year too, man. I really don't ever think we ever put it together offensively that year. We just was a real. We were so tough. We was a real good. If you ever noticed, I seen a year, a lot of our points came off of rebounds and turnovers. We was not, and that's why we struggled with Pocomo both times that year because Pocomo would make us play half court, and we really never was really a good half court offensive team that year because we didn't never figured out who to go to. You know what I'm saying? We never figured out. We couldn't really score down low, just going down low. We didn't have Pullman no more. Carl wasn't a Pullman. Carl was different. So we couldn't just throw it in the post.
They were taking off the board, go up. Right.
So we was a little different. You know, we never became a real great offensive team, especially in half court. So if you slowed us down,
that makes sense.
You know what I mean? But we got a lot of points off of
turnovers, man. Golly day. That was ball hawks, man.
And then and then we was and then we played defense we knew Craig coming in, was going, it wasn't like it was like peaches and cream. Like it was some animosity there too with Craig coming in.
Okay.
It was hidden, but it was some animosity. But we all was cool, so we could work through it. You know what I'm saying? Playing with Craig though, he's not had a real high IQ, but I probably was smarter with the ball. Like Craig was the type of person before he became very, very talented, he did all the little things the way we ran our fast break offense, Craig gonna be the first person down the court. So you have to pass it to him because he's gonna be the first person down the court. He's gonna make sure he's the first person down the court. You know what I'm saying? He knows that he gonna get a steal. He didn't really need the ball to score, even though he wanted to shoot every time he got it. But he would do little things. If I drove, he knew the cut. He gonna go get a rebound. He would do the little things. He always played. He did all the little things to be a great basketball player. So when he became talented, he already did all the little things. And a lot of basketball players around here, they forget the little things. I had a great IQ, but mine probably more with the ball and defensively. Me and Kyle probably was two of the smartest defense. Kyle probably the smartest defense player I ever played. We could read so much.
Y'all was.
We could read we can anticipate a lot. You know what I'm saying? And then Kyle was a lot down defender. Then with Jermichael coming off the bench, because he was coming off an injury start the year off. Once he came back and he got healthy, because he was starting in the season. Wolf had got hurt again. Every year near the playoffs.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I seen that. I read that too.
He had an ankle injury this year. And then so Jermichael was starting for us, and so Wolf was coming off the bench. Wolf, Darnell, Moran. Moran was just played 10 minutes, he got 15 points, stuff like that. He just could score.
Yeah, he was.
You seen him.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Moran wasn't a joke down low, man. Yeah, for sure. So,
it was a lot of adjustments, man. That year it was a lot of adjustments. We the main thing that kept us so great, we never stopped playing defense.
I want to ask you something. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
We played in a lot of men's basketball tournaments that summer leading to it. Craig played with us. We didn't know what Craig was going to do. People don't know Craig's older brother and older sister. There's three of them. Yeah, he had two older brothers and older sisters. They all graduated from Y. So he was supposed to be at Y anyway.
Oh, okay. I never knew that. Okay. I never knew that. Yeah, because it's crazy too, because I was just thinking that year. I want to get to the Wahai Pokemon rivalry. I do got some specific things I want to ask you about that, but that year, because I actually forgot this until Craig mentioned it when he was on the show, and then I was just reading about it as well. Snow Hill had y'all that year. Snow Hill jumped out on y'all. Yeah, at Snow Hill, and y'all had to fight back from double figures down, and y'all went to overtime, right?
Yeah, Snow Hill was up 20 on the ass. I know.
Yeah. And let me ask you this before you give me the scenario. So, end of the game, y'all come back, end of the game is tied up. Everybody think you're going to go to the bucket or take the shot. You pass to the Kyle at the last second, go off Kyle's hand. They got 3 seconds left. They ended up not making it. Y'all go to overtime. So I guess overtime, you say, hey, forget. Go ahead.
I don't even know if Kyle ever got to take a shot. What happened was I drove.
He didn't get to take it. Yeah, came off his hand.
I drove to the back. I was in the air. They jumped. I tried to make a dump down past the Kyle, but Kyle playing with me was like, "I know Bub's gonna shoot this." So he was looking to get the rebound. It went out of bounds.
I would thought the same thing.
I think I scored 7 points in overtime.
Yeah, you in overtime you win. I think it might have been 10 in overtime. To be honest with you, but yeah, you killed whatever it was. You killed in overtime, and because so see how that game could have changed so quick. So what was it that game with them? Because I know they still had Jarrell, but Tony. No, they said Tony too. They said Tony. They said Tony too. Yeah. Tony and Jarrell was still there. Yeah. So was it one of those things y'all just kind of went in there, kind of lackadaisical, or because I played at Snow Hill too, and that's another tough place to. I played there that same year. That was another tough place to play at. So what was it that game for y'all when y'all got down like that?
Yeah, it was like I said. It was Snow Hill had a small gym at the time. It was another place that we really they slowed the game down, and we really couldn't get out and run. Like I said, I don't think
well
really
coached
wasn't
too.
the best half. Yeah, we really wasn't the best half court team. Like we missing a lot of shots, and I think what's crazy. We that game right there, Waller came. We went small. I don't think we started no bigs. We came with a different starting five.
Okay.
We came with a different starting five when we got down early, man. Like we couldn't stop Jarrell in the first. We couldn't stop Jarrell at all. Jarrell was just killing us first quarter. We couldn't do nothing with him. And like they were just hitting shots, and we couldn't hit nothing. And like we couldn't get out and run. They wasn't turning the ball over. We couldn't turn you over. They had good guards, and they really wanted to turn the ball over. So like we really want to score in the half court. So it kind of like one of them effects. And then they playing with house money. They home. We start getting that feeling. We get down by like 20. Like man, we start tightening up a little bit. So we had to get it together real quick. I remember Coach Barnes coming in at halftime, man. He chewed us out at halftime too, man. He chewed us out. Like he really like came at halftime and chewed us out.
Yeah, so that kind of woke y'all up from there.
Yep.
So so I want to get to the the states and all that, but before that, the Waha Pocomoke rivalry. To me, now again, I'm on the outside looking in, so you let me know how it is. But it's obviously I know it's intense. To me, it kind of reminds me of Eastern Cambridge on the north. It kind of reminds me of that. I would probably argue y'all's though was probably a little more competitive every game. Ours was too for the most part, but y'all's every game. So just tell me a couple of points of what made the rivalry so fierce. Obviously, one thing that makes it is the talent on both sides. I mean, again, we already know who was on Waha, and then they had, Todd, who will be here in a couple of weeks, and Pooh Bear, Eddie Miller, and Tony Tall, a real good friend of mine, Javon Schofield. So they had a lot of guys too. So tell me what made it a rivalry and what made it so tight. And then talk about a couple of the games. I know there was one game, not your senior, it might have been your sophomore or junior, where like you said, y'all blew the lead. And they came back. And then I know there's another one your senior year. I don't know if you remember this one. Y'all was down, y'all was up 1, and you went on a 7-0 run by yourself. You hit a 3.
I think
you got fouled. Down 1. Y'all went down 1, and you went on a 7-0 run by yourself. You hit a big tough 3, and then you got fouled going to the line, got a tough left hand layup, and then you hit 2 more free throws. So let's talk a little bit about that robbery.
I mean, I was just grandfathered into it, man. Like coming in when you playing JV, man. Like my freshman year playing JV, going to Pocomoke. No, actually Pocomoke came to us first that year for some reason. It's that crowd, man. Like it's just so different. Like by the time my sophomore year we played Pocomoke, my sophomore year we played Pocomoke. Like I said, we played in the third game of the season. After we played St. Michael's first, and we played Queen Anne's second. Queen Anne's first, St. Michael's second, and then we played Pocomoke. And like my sophomore year, we ended up losing to them. That's when this kid's like when you playing the Salvation Army, like we probably never lost Pocomoke in the Salvation Army. So like it's just different when you get in high school because like Pocomoke just never gonna let up off the gas. Like they just like they come, just man. They just dogs, man. It's in their blood. It's the background of Pocomoke. Like, are you playing for everybody in your community, your neighborhood? Like, you can't let up. Like, you can't be the Pocomoke team that was sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be that team. And I think they live by that creed. They live by that creed, or we're not gonna be that team. So, my junior year and my senior year going to Pocomoke was like crazy, man. Cause like we had to like. The game started back then. JV game started 5:30. Varsity game was at 7.
Prime time, baby.
There by if
you ain't getting in.
You weren't there by 3:00, like 3:00, you weren't getting in. Like it was like surreal. Like, and then the Pocomoke gym just so small. We come in the back door. You walk in. When we walk in the gym, like before the JV even warm up, like the gym, we had problems finding places to sit. Like we couldn't even sit. But just like. then when you older, like we played with a lot of them AAU, so it's like, you know, Kyle and Javon play together. Ty played with us. You know, Kyle and Pooh Bear, but like you would never thought that we played AAU together because like every time we played Pokemon, Kyle and Javon was about to get fighting with each other. Like I mean, after the game maybe or after the season, it was more respect. But like when we was playing them, nah, like they hated us, we hated them, and that's just the way it was. Like it wasn't no like we couldn't even that Ty up, give him a hug during the game and that. Like, it was fun. So like. So my sophomore year, we split with them. They beat us at Wild High. We beat them at Pocomo. My junior year, we split with them. We won at Wild High. They won at Pocomo. And my senior year, we went to Pocomo early in the season, right before Christmas.
Yeah.
It was ready for the break.
Yeah.
We ended up winning, but at the end of the game, so like the end of the game, they playing man. Javon was hurt, right? He tweaked his ankle a little bit, but he was guarding Craig. I forgot it was on me. So like, and that's what I said. Like we never figured out offensively. So like for like 3 plays in a row, you know, Craig running up to me. We like in our stall offense. We spreading the court out, trying to get in the foul or go 1-on-1. For like 3 plays in a row, Craig come up to me like, this is the middle play. Like yo, Javon hurt. Give me the ball. I gave it to him like twice. Instead of him like going right by Javon, he tried to do this crossover. Javon take it. You know what I'm saying? So like that, like third, fourth time, I told him just get away. So then they started fouling me. You know, like I think at Pocomo, my senior, I shot 2 from 11 from the foul line. 2 from 11 in the first game we played. It was like 2 for 11, and so we struggled there to close the game out. And when we played them at Wild High, like it was so crazy because, like you said, and I scored a 7 in a row in the game. Kyle fouled out, Carl fouled out, Craig had 4, Wolf had 4. Jermichael played real big for us that game. Like we was in foul trouble. He had to come in like, and he played like real big for us. But like, man, just playing like you got somebody like me, like this at Wild High, like Javon guarding me. Like Javon, like type of person like you really don't want guarding you. Like he's just never gonna go away. Ty was just so tough inside, like. You know, Pooh Bear just sit there and smile all game, shoot threes. You know what I'm saying? But they just had some dogs in there, like Tony and them. They you know, Baby Gary was like. I don't even know if Baby Gary was a basketball player, but he was just so tough. You know what I'm saying? The soccer player for real. He just was so tough. Like rebound, play D. You know what I'm saying? Gonna make layups, pump fake, get you in foul trouble. He was just so tough. He was smart too. Like I don't even think he was a basketball player, but he was just a dog, man. They just was tough to play against, and they hated losing. We hated losing. Bird and Waller, I guess, because they were, you know, the time was the oldest 2 coaches, so that made the rivalry more like. You know, them coaching against each other and stuff like that because they both wanted to win. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you just couldn't, like, that's just one game you didn't want to lose. Like, one game. I lost to Pocomo twice in high school. And I only lost 6 games in high school. So, in Pocomo 2, I lost to Snow Hill once, Chrisfield once, Aberdeen and Dunbar. Dunbar. That's the 6 losses we had. Me, Jermichael, and Darnell would be the 3. Wolf was there. And Wolf.
And Wolf, yeah.
That's 4.
Yeah.
That's the 6 games we lost.
That's tough. So, like, that's tough. Only four of those are base up.
Yeah, and Pocomo was 2 of them. Like, and we just happily, like, we swept them my senior year, but both of them games was like could have went either way. And like we was more senior oriented. And they was more juniors with Ty.
Because Ty was only senior, right?
Yeah, Ty was like, yep. So
So that was crazy because I remember we went down Pocomo, y'all junior year, so my sophomore year, and then we played y'all in Snow Hill my junior year, which would have been y'all senior year. So I know what you're talking about, but y'all those environments, man, on the South. They different, man. I remember playing in Pocomo, right? You know, Pocomo, I don't know if they just did this at Pocomo, but they would have the program with your name on there and your number. And I'll never forget taking the ball out and someone just yelling my name, "Hey, Lance." I was like, they know my name. Like stuff like that. That's what they do. I'm like, so that's what's up, man. That's what's up. So talk to me about
Pocomo crowd was crazy, man. Pocomo crowd was crazy, like, and they was ruthless, but they always got the sportsmanship award. For some reason, they got the sportsmanship award. It was crazy though.
That's real. Yeah, they got that though. Even though they was crazy, I don't know what. Yeah, that's funny. Right. But yeah, talk to me. You mentioned a little bit about the history with Decatur, and which I didn't know. You needed 22 points to get 1,000 before y'all played Decatur, and you ended up getting 25. Obviously, I'm sure you knew what you needed. I'm sure your teammates wanted to make sure you got it against them. Just talk to me a little bit about that game and how I felt. 'Cause you were only the sixth person at that time to get 1,000 from Wild High. All the greats that come out of Wild High, So let's talk a little bit about that.
That was January the 2nd, 3rd, 2002. My mom's birthday, January 4th. She went to Steve Decatur. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow!
So it's
wow,
crazy.
Okay.
So really, it was more like a birthday present too. So like, I know coming into that
That's
game,
dope.
like I knew like I was gonna give him like everything. Crazy part is coming into that game, like nerve wracking, put my pressure on myself to get my 1,000 points. I forgot my shoes that game. Like I didn't have my band.
Craig told me that. Yeah.
I had to wear Waller shoes. Waller had an extra pair of shoes that he kept in his office, and I had to wear them.
I forgot about that.
They was like a little bit too small, so I couldn't wear socks.
Yeah.
I couldn't wear socks with them. So so I wanted to just do that for my mom though. So this is scored against Steve Decatur. Like my bro, I mean, I've been in Berlin all my life, off and on. I know all the people there in Berlin, but it was. Against the Berlin folks, that was special for me for real.
That's special, man.
Even though it was
special,
wild,
man.
Yeah. And then, it was like a day. I want to say it was the second. So I want to say it was 2 days before her birthday. It was right after Christmas break though. So I came into that game like, this is me. This is me, and I'm gonna just go ahead and get this over with.
Yeah, that's dope. I didn't know that history, so thanks for for letting us know. Letting us know that, and that makes sense. Now about. What that meant and you getting that and eclipsing that. So I don't know if you know, but when the playoffs started, we would have ended up playing y'all again. For some reason, well, I ain't gonna say for some reason, I know why. We lost to North Carolina. Remember y'all had to play North Carolina for some reason. For some reason in North Carolina, I don't know why y'all had to go to North Carolina. Yeah, I was like, why are they going to North Carolina? But because it would have been us.
Y'all played North Carolina Eastern, right?
In Easton and lost. I had a terrible game. That's why we lost.
How they did it back then was, since we didn't play and it was counted as a bye, it counted as a home game for us, even though we had a bye. So now they did every other game was like a home game. So we went to North Carolina, then we had to play Northeast at Chesapeake. No, I'm missing a game because we played what's the name one of them years. We played Kent Island.
Y'all played Kent Island after North Carolina because Kent Island beat can't think of they beat, but it was kind of because AJ. I remember talking to AJ about reading about AJ Gould.
Yeah, we played Kent Island. We played at Chesapeake, and then we had to go back and play Northeast at Chesapeake, and then we played.
I didn't know that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, then we played. Who played? Edgewood in the regional championship game at Chesapeake. Like I played.
So they had y'all traveling for a change. we usually come to y'all.
We didn't have no home games in the playoffs. It's crazy. I played that year 4. The year before, I want to say Queen Anne's was getting something to the gym. We had to play them at Chesapeake. I played 2 playoff games at Chesapeake. I played about 8 games at Chesapeake.
Mm-hmm. I believe,
I played about 8 games there.
Yeah, I believe, Queen Anne's they had, man, it seemed like it took 2-3 years for them to get that gym right. It's real nice now. But it took a long time for them to get that straight. So then y'all end up going across the bridge, and was it because the funny thing about it is y'all and Pocomoke both went 1A and 2A obviously. And did one of y'all play, was it Hagerstown? One of y'all played South Hagerstown, one of y'all played North Hagerstown?
Yeah, I think that's how it went. I think they played they played North Hagerstown. I think they played South Hagerstown.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. Yeah. So the chances of that, and just tell me how tell the people how that game went, and then go ahead and take us into the championship game as well.
Another game we up 20 at halftime, playing full court man, up 20 at the half. We should have put it. It's crazy because the year before we did the same thing against Fort Hill. Both games though, my junior senior year, we go on a half. My senior year, then we come back out. Waller won't play zone, so we go into our zone, and then our zone press, which was we call it 2-2, which is a 2-1-2 press, back into a 2-3. We got it. They got comfortable. They slowed down our fast break because we weren't pressing to force them in the game. Once, like I said, I tell everybody, I'm gonna tell you again. I don't think we were the best half court offensive team because we just didn't know how to figure it out. You know, everything was 1-on-1. Like we would run the plays, but all end up everything be 1-on-1. They came back and like I think they even took the lead in that game, and we ended up dogging it out, man. Probably going to Kyle down a little couple times. We figured it out, ended up winning that game, which was we had to get through that game, man, because like it was just destiny at the time, man. We had to.
You had to. That would have hurt. That would have hurt if they came back and won. That would have hurt, man.
That would have crushed us. They had a lovely crowd over there too, man. That crowd was over there going crazy, man.
I read about that.
You gonna make me watch this tape tomorrow. You gonna make me watch the tape tomorrow, man.
Yeah, man, pull it out, man.
Playing Central, man. I know, like when we played Central in the state championship game, I know like Waller came in there, and I ain't know they did spreads in high school. He found some paper it was a spread. I think we was like a 20-point underdog. We supposed to lose by 20. That was one thing, and I think like every 6 years. From like 1990, 1996, I think Central won state championship. So like every 6 years they won states. So again, that would have been the 6 years. So they were supposed to win it again, and we just won it. We ended up starting small. We played a 1-3-1 the whole game. They had athletic wings, nice couple bigs, but like our first 3 plays, they're off. Like their first, other than the fast break, I turned the ball over first play of the game. They got a fast break layup. Other than that, like their next 3 plays on offense was Jermichael took a charge, I took a charge, then I tried to take another charge. So everything like they was driving, like we took away the explosiveness because everything they tried to drive, like we were so defensively sound, like we were just taking charges, and then they just started jacking up threes, and we just really we just neutralized their whole offense. Like we just went up so big. I actually didn't play a lot. I actually only played in the state championship game. I actually only played a minute and a half in the first half. I had 2 fouls early in the game, and I ain't get back. I ain't played the whole second quarter, and I only played like a minute in the first quarter. So like, at halftime, like I tried told Kyle and Craig, and I'm like, I don't know how much y'all gonna see the ball this half. Like I probably dominated the whole second half of the ball. Like the very
that makes sense. You finished with 18.
Yeah, I only played I only played 1 minute in the first half. The very first play at the half, we got the ball at halftime. We had it on the sideline. We took it out. They gave it to me like around half court. I took like 3 steps across and I shot it, hit the 3, and from there, like I was in cruise control. Like, yeah, I'm gonna make everything happen. I wasn't gonna let it be like the year before. I'm the point guard. Like, you know what they said, that the weight was on my shoulders. I wasn't gonna let us lose that game. Like I closed it out. I hit like 11 out of 12 foul shots down the stretch. I think it was like the first time I hit like 10. Yeah. Like, yeah, I wasn't going to let us lose that one. Like, it
makes sense that you said that too.
Yeah, it was to the point where Craig wouldn't even come and ask me for the ball no more. He always asked for the ball.
Well, that's a funny thing, man, because I swear not to you. The same story you tell me about the shoes, about Craig coming for the ball. If you go back and listen to the podcast, anybody listening, go back and listen to the podcast in October. Craig said the exact same thing. So both of y'all remember exactly. Because Craig always said, I'll come up, ask for the ball, this, that, the third. But it makes sense what you saying now that as I was reading, because y'all were up 10 at the half. You came out the second half, and like you said, hey, let's go. Right. It's go time. You know, so then you go on, I think, another personal 7-8-0 run by yourself, and then you just go from there. Like you said, you hit 11 out of 12 foul shots. Y'all went 72-50. You had 18. Kyle had a good game, 20 and 10. I think Craig chipped in 11. Yeah, Wolf played that game. He had a strong 9, 10 rebounds. You know, so Wolf, it was great.
Yeah, Wolf started the game. That's the only game I didn't start point guard the whole playoffs until the state championship game. Jermichael would start the point. We would alternate the point because, like, between me, Kyle, and Jermichael, and when Darnell came in, we all played the point. Like, I was started, but like Kyle played.
Y'all all can handle it. Yeah.
But in the playoffs, Jermichael was the starting point guard, and I went back to. I played the wing. I played the 2. Craig played the 3. Kyle played down low, but we were so versatile, like we all mixed up positions,
Kyle was
so you would
versatile,
never
man.
know.
Yeah. Yeah, Kyle was versatile, man. He really was. He really was. He definitely, like you said, could play 1 through 5. He really could. He really could.
Even on our even when we played a 1-3-1, like sometimes you might catch me in the back, sometimes Kyle would be in the back, sometimes Kyle would be up top. Against Central, we put Kyle up top because they had 2 small guards, and he just gave them fits up top.
Okay. Yeah, and that's the thing, man. Y'all were heady on defense because, like you said, between y'all had Jermichael sometimes at the top of that press or zone, or like you said, Kyle or Darnell, and like you said, and I'm glad you said that defensively is really where y'all made your name, because that's one thing I was going to say. Coming into this is that, man, defensively is really where it started, man. That's why y'all were so good, man. Y'all was just different, man. Like y'all pressed. It was different, man.
You might not remember, but that same scrimmage when we scrimmaged y'all at Easton, when we scrimmaged Aberdeen, we actually took that scrimmage. But you actually when we scrimmaged Aberdeen that year, they didn't score the whole first quarter when we scrimmaged them. It was 34.
I think I do remember that.
At the end of the first quarter, and they coach had the nerve to say leave the scoreboard up. And then it got worse. At halftime, it was like 52.
I do. I remember that. I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
We took the Aberdeen scrimmage personally because we figured like, we might play Aberdeen again. We're gonna let them know early, like we ain't playing this year.
Yeah, that made sense. Yeah, that definitely made sense. I do remember that. I remember that vividly. That was a good scrimmage and all. But like you said, y'all kind of gave us false hope too. Y'all took it. Y'all went on Aberdeen, but us. We hung with y'all a little bit for one of those quarters, 2 of those quarters. I think I came through, had a dunk. I remember I had a dunk and everything. But then I think maybe the third quarter, y'all said, okay, enough of this. Y'all started clamping down, man. But yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
We had to go Kent County that year, man. That's crazy. Like that's no place like we didn't. Nobody wants to go Kent County.
Yeah.
And like
Gary's there. Gary told me about that game. Yeah.
They had about 15 fans in the crowd. Like when we do warm ups, like we started going live. All they fans like, oh, this the Harlem Globetrotters. Gary don't know one of our players that game.
He don't know Wolf. He don't know Wolf, right? Was it Wolf?
Don't know one of our players. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember we were talking about that. He'll be he's I got one with him coming up on October 5th, and we're gonna get into a lot of that stuff that happened our senior year and all that. But yeah, he did. He always told me about that game. Yeah, so that's news. How did it feel though, man? Cutting them nets down though, man. I mean, how was that feeling, man? How was that feeling?
Yeah, that's a great feeling, man. We actually, you don't really come down to states they give you, but like just winning the state championship in general, man, like it's just so exciting, man. Because like, we actually had a real good crowd for the state championship game. It's actually the picture on our yearbook for real. Like our crowd was like amazing. You just looking at everybody like, and like, cause you see it in movies. You know what I'm saying? You see it on TV. You just never think like you hope it's gonna be you, but you never think it's gonna be you. You know what I'm saying? That like just getting there and winning it, like we be in the first team was still now the only team at Y. And it's crazy because when people think of sports down here, like especially in the South, they think of like why being, but we only got one championship. You know what I'm saying? But so like to be the season. It's amazing. I go back practice. I got a couple of tapes, but I got that tape where I got from the regional champion. I got the last 3 games on there. My pop-up usually record all the games, man. So like I got the last 3. I got a lot of tapes from high school, but I always watch that state championship, regional championship, the state championship tape a lot.
Man, that's what's up, man. What'd you do? Convert them to DVD? That's what I did with some of my VCRs. What'd you do? Convert them to DVD?
Jermichael did, so we got some of Jermichael converted them to DVD, so like we all got copies.
Yeah, that's what's up. Hey, I definitely like to check some of that. I might have to try to see if I can get them done with y'all, get a copy of that and check it out, because I wasn't there, so I didn't get to see it. But I was rooting for y'all because again, man, like even though y'all was from the South, we from the North, it's the Eastern Shore. You know what I mean? So for y'all to go across the bridge and do it, we was rooting for y'all, and we wanted y'all to do it, man. So
right.
I mean, it just capped off a great season, undefeated, state champs. Just a great year. If I'm not mistaken, I know y'all wasn't, like you said, y'all was just worried about the team. Y'all wasn't worried about individual stuff. I think Todd Northland got the player of the year that year, but you and Craig were on the first team, and I think Wolf and
Carl
somebody
made
else was on the
team.
second team. Carl, thank you. Wolf and Carl, yeah, made the second team. I always say Wolf was so underrated too. He was a big guy down there, man. I tell you, he was like y'all heart and soul. I mean, he was vocal. He got y'all pumped up. You know, he seemed like he just got y'all ready. You know, for those games too. You know what I mean? So that's dope. That's dope.
He was a great defender. He was so athletic too. Like for a white boy, he was very athletic.
He was, man. He was.
Wolf was like
he had a couple of dunks some games, like
Wolf was like a showstopper,
man.
He dunk it with some audacity too. Like he gonna let you know.
He would, man. I ain't seen no white boys like that do that, man. Yeah.
I think he got a dunk on Easton one time, and whoever got was around him, he stared him down. I think I got it on tape somewhere.
Yeah, I got to check that out. I remember the dunk. I know I got out of the way. It wasn't me, but I remember.
We got the TV 47 made a highlight tape for us that year too, though, man. We got DMX music playing, and Wolf got a lot of dunks on there.
That's dope. And look, you know one thing I didn't ask you, and I asked Craig this, and I meant to ask you. Did you really, because I know a couple of years ago, they did the write-up about y'all in the paper. Did you really go to, I don't know if it was a reporter, and before the season say y'all was going to be undefeated?
That's on the highlight tape. That's how the highlight tape start. It tell you, I was sitting in Wahai Gym. He was recording, the reporter was recording me, and he asked me what was my prediction of the season. And I told him, I said, we're going to go undefeated, and we're going to win the state championship. Waller was mad at me. My grandfather was mad at me. But I mean, that's just how I felt.
That's how you felt. That's real.
And that might be why they wrote the article when they said I got the weight on my shoulder, because I was very confident at the time. I wasn't cocky, but I was always confident. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you was confident, man. You was.
Even in the interview after we won states, in the interview after we won states, I was standing on the floor. 47 interviewed me on the floor. And I said the same. I told you, and that's how I ended the highlight tapes. I told you we was going to go undefeated and we was going to win states, and that's what we did. Mm-hmm. So that's how it was just
to back it up, man. To do it and back it up, man. It's amazing, man. I tell you, it's historic, man. That's why, I wanted to have you on there to start this off with the South, and I was talking to my wife. I said, not only do I got the guys from the South come, but I got all state champs coming. Tonight, Nick coming next week, and then Todd the following week. Like, you know what I mean? It's dope. And, so, next season I'm going to definitely try to get Andre and Eddie and a couple other ones on here as well. But, man, that's great. That's great. One thing I also want to mention, too, before I ask you about after high school, and we'll get into a little bit of coaching, and I'm going to let you go in a few, man. Real Sports Fan Podcast. Appreciate everybody that's listening. This is a great guy. Got my boy Bubby Brown. We really chopping it up, man, and reminded me of a lot of different things. But I do want to mention your junior year, when you got Player of the Year, just that year, you had 504 points that you scored, and you hit 70 threes. You can go. I know I ain't been to Wahai Gym in a while, but I remember last time I went there, I think it was when Easton played Wahai, because when I went seeing Ja Ringo, those Easton teams were against him. Yeah, those Easton teams was real good. But I know y'all used to have in the glass, I always see your name, Bubby Brown, number 3, Bubby Brown. You know what I mean? So it's dope that y'all see that stuff, man. Because every school doesn't do that, man. So I always tip my hat to y'all, man, for sure.
Right.
For sure. Always tip my hat. After school, man, you decided to go to UMES. Was there any other school that you thought about going to, or I know some of the guys went to Cecil? Tell me a little bit about UMES.
I was actually supposed to go to Cecil with them. I went on a visit to Bowie. Probably the toughest visit I went to, especially playing-wise. Bowie had some dogs, man. I ain't gonna front. They had some dogs. Okay. Bowie had some dogs. Went on a visit to Bowie. Lord was in my Lord was at my house with me and Craig. I was supposed to go there with Craig. I went to UMES. My goal was just to play Division I basketball. I actually walked on at UMES. I walked on.
Oh, really?
At UMES.
Okay.
I was a walk. I was like a preferred walk on. So it was like I was like a preferred walk on at UMES. My freshman year. So and then I made the traveling team, which was I had to work for everything I got at UMES. I made the traveling team.
Mm-hmm.
And I got this article. I started my first game against Hartford. It was at UMES. It was 2 days after Christmas. So I went from not playing at all to starting at UMES. You know what I'm saying? But I had to earn all that. Wow. It's hard to start, especially as a walk-on.
I ain't gonna write that's hard, man.
The
play is hard.
Yeah, so like I went to start and was playing at home in February. I was playing, but Bethune Cookman, and I actually fell out on the court. So like I only played I played 22 games. I started 15 of them, and then I had that game. I actually had a heart problem. Found out I had a heart problem, so that really stopped my playing career. It really did. It kind of stopped my playing career. What happened was I could have came back and played. I was cleared to play again, and that summer I went to summer school, and I just never really got back in school. I felt like I kind of fell like into depression. Like I'm gonna tell you, mental health is real. You know what I'm saying? I was probably depressed about.
Yes, it's real. Thank you. Talk about it.
Because all I really knew was basketball. I never had a plan B. You know what I'm saying? All I really had was knew was basketball. So I never really ended up getting out of that funk though. But like I could have, like the heart problem was one of my reasons for not playing. But I actually was blessed because I was actually cleared again to play. I just never got myself together again to do it.
Okay.
So
okay. I'm glad you mentioned the mental health because I've had a couple of episodes. I had one with Boo Ricks and had another one with Corey Mills, talking, one with my cousin Joanne Bryce, talking about mental health because you're right. It's real. Black males, especially, sometimes we hold stuff in and we don't, talk about those things. I'm glad that people are mentioning that more, and I'm glad that you got out of that funk. I knew you had a heart issue. I didn't know you passed out, but I knew you had a heart issue. What did they say? What it was for you to pass out and then get cleared, or?
I'm gonna tell you, the God be the glory. My left ventricle was leaking blood, so like you got left, your heart pump valve. So when mine was doing, when it pumped, it was slipping like this, so it was leaking blood. Like, listen, I never had surgery. I never had any once there. I was getting tests done like every other week. I went up to University of Maryland, University Hospital up there one time, and it was doing like once I was supposed to get a test. Actually, my insurance really wouldn't even cover it. But a doctor there came through to my mom and was like, they're gonna write up as a research. So I ended up getting that done up there.
That's a blessing.
And I was going back and forth for a minute. I was going back and forth for like a minute. Like I never took medicine or nothing. Like it just happened one time. I ended up getting a test, and they told me my heart was normal. So like that was just all God. Like it was like
that's all God.
No surgery, no nothing. It was just all God.
All God.
Like,
all God, man.
It was just all God.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. That's awesome because probably a year or two later, I don't know if you want to remind everybody, but you know how we did in them intramurals, man. Tell them how we used to bust them up in them intramurals back to back year, man. Had the basketball team, man. We beat the basketball team. Come back the next year, Jermichael hit the three for us to win the championship. You know what I'm saying?
We had the whole shore down there, man. Like all Eastern Shore kids, man. Like put the team together.
Yeah.
We had y'all from Easton. My man from North Dorchester. What's my man name? I just see him at the gym.
Jay.
Yeah, my man Jay.
Yeah.
I think 1 year we had Moran.
Yeah, we had Moran. We had Todd.
I think my little brother might have played 1 year.
Yeah, AJ played 1 year. Dwayne had Wayno.
Yeah. And we was punishing everybody up there, man. Like we
was, man.
Games, man. Them intramural games were live, man. They were
live, man.
Everybody
they were
beat
live.
us. Like you say, we was beating the team. We was beating everybody.
Yeah. We was beating everybody, man. Yeah, Gary played too. We had Gary.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember. Yeah, G was the man.
Yeah, G was
there. Fun.
Yeah. But that's what I said too, man. I cherish that time because being able to be on the court with you and Jermichael and I played a little bit with Wayno, Moran, guys that I hadn't played only against, but to play with y'all and really to see your IQ because, it was times you'd be like, Lance, stand in the corner and do this. I'm like, all right, and just watching you, you know what I mean? You always seen stuff before, you know what I mean? So sometimes you would tell somebody, go over here or set the screen. I didn't know what you were doing, but you always was ahead of your time, man. So it was just an honor, man, playing with you and Jermichael, man, especially, man, y'all two, man. It was dope, man. I talk about it still now. Like you would think it was high school or college, but like you said, it was so live, and they was getting mad. They was getting mad that we was beating them. Like they was getting mad. Like when your brother played that year, they was on he in high school. Like that y'all should feel bad about that. He coming here and I don't know if he was 11 or 12 at the time, and he killing y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That jump was just so fun, man. Like I cherished that intramural championship though, because that jump was like it was tough. It was some good teams
tough.
down
We were
there,
down.
man.
We were down 10. We were down 10 every game. I don't know if you in the playoffs, and we came back every game and won it. And Jermichael hit that 3 at the end. Man, that was dope, man. Yeah, that was fun. That was definitely fun time. And oh, good.
It was a couple guys that played intramurals, man, that I thought should have been playing like on the team. Like it was a couple I tried to get in school when my man with Jareen was at Slippery Rock. It was a couple of them I tried to get him up there with him.
Oh, yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, because it was some good guys. It was some good ballers there, man. And that's why, like you said, like, when we talk about intramurals, for anybody listening, we ain't talking about just no regular pickup or we playing against – nah. These games was competitive. Like, this is real ball. Like you said, a lot of these guys could have been on the basketball team, you know.
Right.
Because, again, we was playing the basketball team, so it was good, man. But it was fun. I still got one of my jerseys from it and everything, man. So, yeah, it was definitely fun times. While we're talking about your brother, man, talk about your brother. Talk about AJ. Both of y'all. I don't know if you've seen the article I put up, but about the 2,000. Both of y'all. Obviously way over 1,000. Y'all just 1,000-point scores. Y'all way over 1,000-point scores. And man, just talk about the development of what I mean by development. You might not remember, but I remember I talked to you about AJ years back. You always say that you wanted to make him even tougher than you. And one thing AJ did was a little different. He could shoot and he could do everything, but he drove the lane hard. I mean, he attacked. He was always in attack mode. He was strong. So just talk about your brother, man, and just what he accomplished, and then just your brother. Period.
AJ was a dog, man. You what you said earlier, like you said, I be forgotten a lot when people start naming.
Yeah.
AJ's always forgotten, like because he's not around. He ain't been around here in like 10. He ain't been around here about 10 years since about 08. So about 12 years he hasn't been around here, so it's easy to forget him. But like AJ, I was 6 at Waha. AJ was 7th. He was the next one after me. Like
that was dope.
1,000-point score. He was the next one after me. But AJ was just. Yeah. I didn't even think, like, growing up, AJ wanted to play basketball. Like, you could ask Craig and them, like, we go play basketball. AJ be with us. He'd be somewhere playing in dirt. Like, when Craig went to Texas, 07. So Craig graduated. When he went to Cecil, when he came back, like AJ playing basketball, he was, like, surprised. Like AJ was playing basketball. Because, like, growing up, AJ just never played. He just was so tough. Like, he was just tough. Like, he played D. Like you said, like, getting to the lane, like, he was so tenacious, man. Like he like y'all had LT back then. They had John Dawson, and I think LT or John Dawson both would have won the States one time if AJ won that Waha. And then whoever else was at Waha, right. Not just AJ, AJ, but the team.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So like because they was talented with LT, Bryce, and my little stocky little guard. I can't think of his name right now. The little stocky. Boo, and all them. Yeah, them kids. Actually, Boo. I think Boo senior year. I think we went down because I was coaching at the time. We went down Eastern. They was punishing us. We ended up beating them in the playoffs that year, but they punished us at Eastern. They punished us.
I seen the playoff game. Yeah.
I remember that. AJ went crazy that playoff game too. So he scored like 1775. So he broke Craig's record. So together we had 3,000. He had majority of it though. Together we had 3,000 in high school. Like I play around and brag. I know it's been a lot of brothers at Waha. The King, like a couple set of King boys, the older Kings. And you had the Marlon Kings. You had the Butler boys. As far as brothers, but I'll tell you, like stat wise.
Y'all got it. Y'all got that. I
don't think it was a better set of brothers at Waha than me and AJ.
Nah.
We got 4 regional championships between both of us. He got a state finalist. I got state finalist and a state championship. Player of the year, 2 player of the year awards. He won back to back. He won Bayside twice. I was a part of 3 Bayside championship teams. So like our accomplishments at Waha was like amazing.
Yeah, it was, man. It was. And since you said that, I'm gonna bring this up because I was talking to. You've had conversations on Facebook with people, and we've been a part of the same conversations. I was talking to Fletch when he was on here a couple weeks ago. It seems like sometimes people have a problem with players transferring to Waha. Now I don't have a problem with it, and I don't necessarily see the the problem with it, because if you go to any of these top prep schools, so that's what people do. They transfer to this school, they transfer to that school. I think on the north side now, when North teams hate on North teams, so that's just like that whole situation with Gary. What we get into in a couple weeks. It really technically wasn't even a transfer for ball, but they looked at it like that, and we lost our first place and all that. But anyway, so do you understand sometimes why it seems like sometimes y'all get backlash and you might probably don't hear it on the South, but I hear it, over here on the North. Do you get sometimes why people have a issue sometimes with guys wanting to transfer to Waha?
Yeah, I mean, especially coaching, like I get it. But see, this is another thing about the North and the South. Like, you got Eastern, then it's Cambridge, right? Then it's North Dorchester, and then it's like North Carolina. Like, you see how spaced out y'all are?
Yeah.
Like, it's three
Good
schools.
point.
There's three schools in South and Salisbury that's all 2 minutes from each other. So,
exactly.
And how they do the every time it's a new school or something, like every 2-3 years they redistrict in Salisbury, right? So like. You can't even really explain like the zoning and like where like what school you're supposed to go to when you're in Salisbury.
Right.
So it's like
hard. Yeah, how could you? Yeah, Salisbury.
So it's easier to transfer when you're in Salisbury than it is like, I go to Queen Anne's, but I'm going to Eastern next year. You know what I'm saying? It's easier because like, I went to Parkside, but then I'm going to Waha. But like that's like, and I'm like, it's crazy because like right now I'm on Lake Street. I'm at Lake Street by Lake Street Park. Now, on Lake Street and Jersey Road, just that road by itself, if you live on the left side, if you're going towards the highway, going southbound on Lake Street, if you live on the left side of Lake Street and Jersey Road, you went to Waha. If you lived on the right side of the Lake Street and Jersey Road, you went to Parkside. So
that's
like
crazy.
We all like right across the street from each other, like they're going to different schools, so it's hard. Like, but it's easier because we closer together. Like Snow Hill and Stephen Decatur and Pocomo, they all like closer than like how y'all are. Y'all so far, like it's all different towns.
Yeah, we so far apart.
Like,
that makes sense.
Towns,
yeah.
Like, So and then like Waha wins, so like a lot of kids like it's hard to like, I want to go Waha, so it's hard like I want to go Waha. I see it now. Like I coach at Ben, I was at Decatur, so like I know, like I mean, it's just. It ain't like they out here really recruiting. It's just that kids want to go there because they're going to states. They win in Bayside titles. You know what I'm saying? So people want to be a part of that. People, like you said, people want to be a part of wins or like prep schools and stuff like that. So like, I mean, they get a lot of, backlash from it. And then, Butch been coaching for so long, so they be like, he can get away with it. You know what I mean? Which could be true, could not be true. You know what I'm saying? But you know how that is. So like, I mean, you've been coaching 50-some years, though. You gotta have some type of leeway. Somebody gotta have it. I'm like a rookie. I'm a rookie head coach, so I wouldn't expect to get the same treatment that Butch get. Like it's my first year as a head coach, so I'm not.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't,
I
right?
Shouldn't. I mean, and he earned he done earned the stripes. Even Derek, I shouldn't get the same treatment Derek get. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's just how it is. So like. Yeah, you gonna get the backlash. I mean, they have been getting some good transfers, especially the last couple of years though. But you just got to build the program up. I mean, we was at Decatur and we built the program, and we had kids want to come to Decatur. So like, it can be done. It can be done.
And I'm glad you said that, and it makes sense now because I didn't know your history with Berlin, with your mom being there. Because when I knew you was assistant coach at Waha. Because if I'm not mistaken, at one point you were assistant coach. Your brother was there. Jermichael and his brother, and Jamal, Doug. I'm sorry, Doug and right, and his brother. Which is like, wow, that's crazy too. But so the Stephen Decatur, when you decided to go from Waha to Stephen Decatur, what went into that, and how did you love that experience? Because you're right, y'all have some great Decatur teams, man. I got to watch the kid that was at Wolford. No, he's at Virginia Tech. I seen y'all. I seen that. So let's talk a little bit about the Decatur, assistant coach and everything. Y'all have some great teams.
About 2012, 2011, 2011. That was Eastern one. The reason that was Jai's junior year.
Joe
I didn't
Junior.
I didn't
Mm-hmm.
I didn't coach at Wahai the year. I had got in some trouble. 2012, I came back to Wahai. My nephew was playing. 2000
Jamal,
and
right?
yeah,
Is that Jamal?
2014. Yeah, Jamal. 2014, Coach BJ got the job. I want to say 13, 14. He got the job. When he first got the job at Steve Academy, he had called me and asked me to coach with him. You know what I'm saying? He wanted me to be a
Mm-hmm.
JV coach. You know what I'm saying? Like being a coach, I coached AAU. Me, Craig, and Jermichael started coaching AAU. I senior in high school. We had the AAU team. So I've been coaching like off. Even though I was at UMS, even that summer, I still was coaching like AAU teams and stuff like that. So then I went to Wahai because that was like my next career. Like I always knew I could be like a good coach with my IQ,
Mm-hmm.
just being the way I was with kids. So like I was there with Waller for a while. He taught me a lot. Uh, when BJ asked me that, like I've been an assistant, but like I never like had my own team. So even if it's a JV team, just to get
Mm-hmm.
my own team was like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like that was like, and then it's Stephen Decatur, Berlin. It's like another home for me. That's where all my family is. You know what I'm saying? So like that's my mom's side of the family. So that's family anyway. So like it's not like
that's fine.
yeah, that's family. So like it was like I mean I only thought about it for like a day. And then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take the job. I couldn't take the job that year because I had got in trouble in 2011. I I had a I had a legal issue I had to take care of. I had to get something expunged. So
Mm-hmm.
when I got that expunged, I came the second year he was there. The first year I didn't do it because I didn't want to like put the paperwork and they'd be like blah 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 and that'd be the end
Mm-hmm.
of it. So I came the second year he was there. They had just won. They lost the Bayside Championship to Easton with the when my man had the half court shot.
Yeah,
So they
yeah.
was loaded. They was bringing back one, two, three. We was bringing back three starters. Three group. That first year I was supposed to be the kid. We was bringing back three starters.
Mm-hmm.
They had an issue down there. So when I got down there, there was a meeting. Boom, boom. Point guard went to Wahai.
Mm-hmm.
Small forward went to Parkside. And the
Mm.
other one went to Woodbridge. They lost three stars before I even got there.
Oh
So we
wow,
would have been good. We'd have been
wow,
good that year. We'd already
wow! I
had a
didn't know
we'd
that.
already
Wow.
yeah we'd already had a solid freshman class coming in with the big boy. We had the big what was they was freshmen then, so it'd have been sophomores with Tyree and Kaveh. Kaveh was like 6'7",
Okay.
6'8" time. Tyree was like 6'5". We had a couple more. Jaquan was like a 6'2" strong guard. So we already had some players
Mm-hmm.
coming in. They was already
Mm-hmm.
there, and then we would have had them. So we would have been good that year. They all left.
Wow.
So we was
Mm.
like that first year, we was getting like all we was knowing was like we got to get through this year. Like we got to get
Mm-hmm.
through this year with the sophomore. The boy Jaquan ended up breaking his leg right before basketball season. So like that hurt us. We didn't even have no guards. Like in the end of the year, we went to we had a stretch where we had to play at Pocomoke, at Washington High, and at Y High, and all of them was like real good. We had one guard, and that was Jaquan, who was coming back off of a broken foot. He was just coming back, so we weren't really trying to play him that much. Like we had Kaveh, big man, Daquan, big man, Ernest Shockley, big man, Tyree, which was another big man, but he had a little bit of guards. So we had all big. Will Sass, another big. We had all big men. They was all over like 6'2", 6'3". We had nobody can handle the
Mm-hmm.
ball. Pocomoke press, we couldn't get it past. We couldn't even get the ball in bounds. Washington High presses, couldn't get it in bounds. And went to Parkside that year. Had a chance to beat Parkside. Like we like Jaquan, only guard we had, got fouled. We had 4 fouls in the first half, but we couldn't take him out. We
Whew.
ended up taking him out.
Yeah,
We just
couldn't
stuck
take
with
him
it.
out. Mm.
Parkside ended up sneaking that game, although that's one game we that's when we was turning the corner. That next year though, the junior year, man, that's when everybody like that next year, our point guard that went to Wahai came back to Decatur, and then like
Mm.
that year we went to Pocomoke early in the season, and we've been playing them all summer, going back and forth. We went to Pocomoke early in the season. Like the game was like an old Wahai Pocomoke type game, like but it was Decatur and
Mm-hmm.
Pocomoke. And our kids like they'd never been in the atmosphere before. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
they had
yeah.
never been in the atmosphere except for the point guard. But that was his second game back because he had got in a car accident and he injured his neck.
Okay.
He the only person that been in the atmosphere. The rest of them, like
Yeah,
they
they
were
didn't have that.
starstruck. Man, Pokemon beat the snot out of us. Like we weren't ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the snot
Mm-hmm.
out of us, and I think that's the only game we had lost until the state championship. We should have won state year. Like that was one year. Like you know how
Okay.
you let some slip away.
Yeah, let's not slip away.
We
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we let that one slip away. Like that's one of the ones you be like, we the state championship game we probably should have won by like 20. We ended up losing overtime. Like that's one of the ones like everything just didn't go
Yeah.
out. It just didn't go our way. But that's one we should have won. But like
Yeah.
then you had kids from everywhere like wanting to come to Decatur. Like I mean, like and me
Yeah.
as a coach experience, like I figured like that's then I see how Wahad does it because you start winning and people be like, I want to go to
Yeah,
Decatur.
you start winning,
They
people
hit you
want
like,
to come. Right.
yeah, I'm trying to come to Decatur. Like you know what I'm saying? People want to come because like they thought it was a place to be. So that's just how
Mm-hmm.
it was. But that experience in
Awesome.
Decatur was, it helped me a lot. It helped me out a lot. And then like going into like getting the Bennett job, like I was like prepared to get that job. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Andre had gave me like a hint, like way back early in like the spring that he was gonna go Chrisfield. You know, it was a possibility he was
Mm-hmm.
going Chrisfield. I was working at Decatur. So like I had to find a way back in the Wycomico County Public Schools. That was the first thing I did, which I
Okay.
got back in. And then like I was like very prepared like for the interview process of getting that Bennett job. Like I knew it was like a small chance though, but like I was like very prepared. And then like
Yeah.
the rest is history.
The rest is history. The rest is history. And y'all building something special because one, I know you, I know the type of player you was, you know, your IQ. I was at the game, and you have some great assistants with you. I know you got Craig and Edwin.
Right.
I was at the Eastern game when y'all for the playoffs when y'all
Right.
played. I didn't get to holler at you. I hollered at I seen Craig. I didn't get to holler at you. He's on the other side, but y'all was scrappy, man. Y'all was scrappy, and like I was talking, me and Craig was talking about it because he had I don't know if he told you, but he had played in this Glen Burnie league with me
In the men's league, yeah,
earlier this year. Yeah, in the men's league, so we got to rap a lot, over that. But one thing he was saying was, y'all were young. Y'all were young. So as those guys, continue to grow together and y'all keep putting y'all imprint and they start listening and doing things, I guarantee, I'm going to say this, you don't have to say it, I know you're the coach, but I'm going to say is that just like people want to go to Waha, it's like people wanted to go to Decatur. I'm telling you, people are going to want to come to Bennett because if I'm young or if I had a son and I can have them come play for Bubby Brown, I'm going to have him play for Bubby Brown because he's done it. I've seen it. And it's stamped and approved. So, I mean, that's just my 2 cents.
And I'm hoping that's what happens.
Yeah.
That's
Real. That's real.
And that's what I'm building for. Because I'm hoping that's what happens.
Yeah, it's
Butch,
gonna happen, bro.
Butch, I'm trying to take them kids in Salisbury. I'm trying to give them. I want them kids to come play for me, Butch. Dougie,
it's gonna happen.
Kid, I love you.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Look, we gotta get out here, but I gotta ask you one thing. I gotta ask you about Jamal, man, because I just actually found out. I knew he had went to was it Archbishop? I know he went to Archbishop and played, right? Am I right? Archbishop O'Donnell, Jamal, your nephew.
Bishop O'Connell, yeah.
Yeah, O'Connell. But yeah. I did. So he only played his freshman year at Waha. Am I right? 'Cause I see he scored. I was looking at the article, man. The boy had averaged 28 points over a couple game span as a freshman. Man. So this, how good was that kid? How good is that kid? Because I know he's like overseas now, right?
He was another. Like I probably raised AJ. Like AJ probably raised Jamal, and then the Kings. Ike and the Dougie. Like he just came from like 2 sides of basketball families.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, it's like
he did with Jamal, Dougie, Ike on that side, and then our side, he didn't really have a choice. But like
he didn't have a choice. I remember when he was a little kid.
Right, he didn't really have a choice. But his freshman year, Waha, like, I mean, he was in cruise control a lot of times. Like, but at the end of the year, and I'm gonna say it started with Queen Anne's. It was a home game against Queen Anne's. He killed them. They played Bennett the next senior night, and I think he had like 24 in the first half. Playoffs, we had to go back to Queen Anne's. Playoffs, we had to go back to. We beat somebody first, and they had to go back to Queen Anne's. They still had DeMonte and them, and he put on a show. That game's on YouTube too. He put on a show. The first half against Eastern, he was killing them too, and I think Ja was just like, whoever they had guarding him, I think Ja was like, nah, I got him. You know what I'm saying? And Ja just put East on his back that day. Ja was special.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? He put East
Yeah,
on his
well,
back that day. So,
yeah,
but he
yeah.
definitely had a good run at High. It just was at the time like he had to get out of comfort. He was too comfortable at High. Like he didn't practice hard. He didn't
Oh,
practice
okay.
hard at High. Everything was given to him. You know what I'm saying? Like it just and you see that with a lot of kids in this area because like
Mm-hmm.
he'll even tell you to this day like the difference between because we used to coach him AAU, me and Coach B, and Coach BJ asked him one time like, why you play so hard at O'Connell, and then like how you were when you was at High. He said because when he was at High, he knew like when he came out the game, he was gonna go back in. At O'Connell,
Mm-hmm.
he knew like if he messed up and he wasn't doing what he's supposed to do, if he came out the game, he might not go back in. So it was just like
Mm-hmm.
it was like a different atmosphere for him. And sometimes you just gotta learn to be uncomfortable. You know, you gotta learn to be uncomfortable. But
Yeah,
he just with the
yeah,
Kings and outside, he didn't have a choice but to be a basketball player.
yeah. That's two good sides right there, man. I tell you, that's two good sides, man. Like you said, he was in that thing, so it makes sense, man. It makes
Right.
sense, man. That's dope. That's dope, man.
Yeah.
So look, the last thing I'm gonna hit you. Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh no, you good.
No, I just don't want to hold you, man. Cause look, I can talk all night, man. I mean, you start talking about ball and talk about the past. I know you
Right.
outside us, but I want to ask you this last thing because one, before I even ask you that, I see how I was reading about. It was one of them summer tournaments y'all had where it was Waha against. I think it was Mardella, Snow Hill, and Pocomo. Like y'all used to do stuff like that. I don't know if y'all still do stuff like that in
I
the
wanted to
summer.
bring it up. I wanted to bring it up earlier.
Yeah, that jamming tournament. What did I jamming? Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Park and Rec used to have a tournament every year, and it ended up being at Salisbury. It ended up being at Salisbury Middle this year. It was at Salisbury Middle, and
oh yeah,
and we're gonna go back to 2000s and people like with the Craig situation because Snow Hill was trying to get Craig, Pocomo was trying to get
I bet
Craig.
they
You know
was.
what I'm saying? And we at Wild High was trying to get Craig. All right, I'm gonna put it. It wasn't the coaches, it was the players. Everybody, everybody. It was Craig and Jason at the time. So like, and Snow Hill and Pocomo had a team together, and Craig and Jason ended up playing with them. We just had our Wild High squad though, and we beat them twice.
Okay.
We beat them twice.
We beat them twice. He made sure he let him know.
Yeah, we beat them twice. Not once. Not once. Pooh Bear, Craig, Terrell. You know, we beat y'all twice.
That's funny.
We beat them twice.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I was reading about that. I got a chuckle. That's just good competitive ball. But I said that also to say the organization that y'all had, the name might have changed, so excuse me if it had, but I know it used to be Kids Rock. Do y'all have the Kids Rock program? Y'all still doing?
2009. Yeah, it's still going on.
2000. Yeah. Talk about just that program and just stuff y'all doing for the kids. I mean, I know right now you were earlier doing stuff for the kids. Let's talk about a little bit that y'all do for the community. I know you, Jermichael, and Craig, and you know y'all do a lot. But just talk a little bit about that, man. Then I'm gonna let you go, man. I promise.
we started the Kids Rock program. Me and Jermichael and Craig. We actually started. Jermichael tell you, I built around Jamal. You know what I'm saying? It was around that time.
Oh, okay.
And then we started doing like other stuff with it. Like we used to help with the Special Olympics. You know what I'm saying? So we was doing like outside. We used to have a Kids Rock Day, and then it more took off toward basketball. But Jermichael really stuck through it. Like Jermichael's been with it the whole 11 years. I probably was with it more heavy the first 4 until I 4 or 5. And then when I went to Steve Decatur, it was just so hard for me to like balance the songs, keep in the songs, and I was in Berlin a lot. So like, but Jermichael really held that down. You know, he done kept it going. I mean, we had, I don't even think, our first year, we probably still had our first year doing, we had about 40 kids. I know one time it grew to over like 100 kids. Now, it was boys at first, but now it's boys and girls. Now we started, we use different names, but like the summer league we had, that's basically under like Kids Rock management, but we use like a different, we use different name with the Leicester University. We trying to start like a little flag football league that we trying to get into, and like we trying to get back into like a big brother type, big sister mentorship type program.
Oh, okay.
So we got some things in store to get Kids Rock back. The crazy part, we were just talking yesterday because I think next spring or summer we're gonna have a big Kids Rock anniversary. We was gonna have it this year, but do the thing of it is the older kids in the program, like Jamal, they're like 23, 22 years old. They men.
Wow.
They men now.
Wow.
Like they men.
Yeah.
So like we
Yeah.
really gonna have an anniversary. We get some of the players back, the coaches, some of the old girls. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna have an
That'd be
anniversary.
dope.
We haven't had one. Yeah, we haven't had one. So like our the first year we did it, we had a community day, a Kids Rock community day, and it was like tough because the day we did it, we never had one. Like one of our close friends that morning got in a car accident, so it was like so tough,
Mm.
and we just never redid
Yeah.
it because like it was like the. So I think we got to get back to doing that too.
Yeah. That's real,
So like,
man. That's real.
but now like Jermichael's a head coach, I'm a head coach. We done came full circle, man. We done been through the grind. So like, he's still
Go
holding that
ahead,
Kids
man.
Rock thing down. I still help out behind the scenes a lot with Kids Rock, but yeah, I big up to Jermichael, man, because he held it down for 11 years.
Yeah, bigger than Michael
That's
for
a tough
sure.
thing to
Yeah.
do. Yeah, and it's hard
Yeah.
now. Like it's hard now doing like youth organizations, like in any sport, because
It
like
is. It is.
competition for one, like competition,
Yep.
kids go here, and I ain't really gonna say I ain't gonna say nothing about loyalty. It's just so much competition, like, and everybody has a different way.
Yeah.
Everybody has a different
Mhm.
agenda, and to keep it going for like 11 years, and with everything that's
Mhm.
going on and all the other, it's tough, man. It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
So,
That's why I say I salute y'all with that.
like sometimes you gotta like be the parent to kids. You
Mhm.
gotta be their parent and their coach and all. It's a tough job, man.
Mhm.
It's a
Yeah.
real tough job,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we got some great kids in Salisbury. We got some great parents in Salisbury, and like I said, big up to Jermichael for that, man.
Man, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. I definitely commend y'all, man. All that y'all do and are still doing and have done, man. You know, I see it all the way from Easton, man. So trust me, I'm always watching, man. So again, I salute y'all and everything that you're doing. I'm gonna hit you just with this quick hitter. I know I said that was the last thing. Before I let you go, I'm gonna hit you with this quick hitter. Give me one guy that you played against that, you know, I don't want to say gave you problems, but was tough that someone wouldn't think of first. Obviously, you know, the bigger names, the Andre Collins and the, you know, Todd Northam and Eddie and all that. But give me somebody
Javon.
like that's
It's Javon
Javon.
Schoolfield.
Thank you, man.
Don't hear Javon's name
Don't they forget about him too? They
all
forget
the
about
time,
him too.
man.
Me and Javon,
All
man,
the
we used to
time.
talk
You
a
don't hear
lot,
his name
man,
enough.
back in the day. Yeah. Yep.
Man, Javon was so tough, and I hated playing against him, man. Because you know when you had to play against him, like it was gonna be a long night.
He was a dog.
I mean,
he was a dog.
You might get 20. You might get 20, but it's gonna be you gonna earn that 20 against him.
You gonna earn it. You gonna earn it.
It was Javon Schoolfield, man. He was just
Yeah,
so tough.
I agree.
Like, we just and he was another one probably should have been somewhere playing basketball. There's a lot of us from the shore that probably we just got to use our resources. The main thing is we got to network more. You know what I'm saying? We still live in the era. We still live in a thing where people think if you can play, they're gonna come find you. Not around here.
Nah, not right here.
We gotta put our kids out there more, and we gotta network. You can't be afraid to go talk to somebody. Like you just can't be afraid to do it. Like and that's probably one of the biggest things that I do on the show. And I like I said, I do a lot behind the scenes, but it's been players North Bayside. You can speak for some of the parents. They had some real good kids from up that way recently before in the South. Like networking, man. Like networking is the key, man. So if any coaches are in here, we got to get together, network, and get these kids out of here. There's too much talent on the shore, and we not put more talent in places, man. Because the ones that do go places, the ones that do go and play, if you ever notice, like I ain't never seen a shore kid go to school and not beat nobody. Like even football, basketball, baseball, whatever sport. Like you see David Bailey at Boston College, and when Ben Tate went, Jamal, Corey, Duff, and Howden went, Manny Camper at Siena. I'm just like DeMonte, how he grew at Maryland. Like the ones that go to school, man, they stand out, and there's so much more.
That's true.
Of talent, and the Jarman boy from like it's just so much more talent. Like when people go, they can play. You know, Jeter had a great career in Salisbury. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, he did. He did have a great career.
I'm gonna forget a lot of names, but I'm just trying to name people like Andre.
Yeah, you good.
I ain't even say them names, but the ones that go, like, and we know when they play, like we can compete with anybody. We just got to get these kids up out here, man.
That's it, man. That's it. Well said, man. I tell you, man, this is great, man. This is a lot of fun, man. Like I ain't got to chop it up with you like this, you know, for a long time and never in this much depth. So, man, again, man, I appreciate you taking some time out, man. Like I said, I done held you for about 2 hours, so like I'm gonna let you go. But look, make sure, man, when you get off here, make sure you look at the comments, man. A lot of people left a lot of a lot of comments on the video, some stuff you might want to answer and all that stuff. So check that out, man. But I'll definitely be in touch, man. If you ever need anything from this side, just reach out. Let me know. Like you said, use those resources, together and what we can do, especially for the kids and for what's needed, today, man. So, I definitely appreciate you. Anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
No, I appreciate you for coming on, man. And that's another group that gifted athletes, man. Craig Wander, Vic Spark, there's another group, man, like people that got athletes around here that, when I say about networking, you can reach out to them people. I think they're about to get the website back jumping, and they will do a great job of trying to get kids' names out there. I'm a big part of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big part of Gifted Athletes, Kids Rock, Eastern Shore Spotlight, all that. But Gifted Athletes is like another big group. So just reach out, man. Don't be afraid to ask somebody for help with your child. Yeah,
that's true. Don't be afraid to ask questions and ask for help. Sometimes that's our biggest problem. We don't ask, Closed mouths don't get fed. We got to ask, baby. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's real, man. That's real, Bub, man. I appreciate you, man. Real Sports Fan Podcast. Again, this is a great episode. It'll be on YouTube. I'll tag you. Want to get it up on there. But, man, I appreciate you, man. Look, be safe, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll get up and down with you. We'll talk. All right, man. Be safe.
Man. Appreciate you.
All right, you too, bro. Yes, sir. Peace.